Top of the hour, let's continue getting you pictures of the protests that are taking place where members of the Sikh community are taking part in the funeral procession of Suninder Kaur, who was shot dead by terrorists yesterday inside a Srinagar school. And this is coming out even as the Akali Dal spokesperson Manjinder Singh Sirsa announced that the all district Gurdwara committees, including the Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee and the Sikh employees, have now decided that no Sikh today will go to work until they get any assurance from the government and from the administration side over their security, especially when it comes to the civilians there in Jammu and Kashmir. Let me straight away go across to Gursimran, who's joining us at this point with those pictures that are coming across from the protest taking place. Because Gursimran, even till yesterday, we were not looking at much of a protest or a reaction coming from anywhere. Today, we are looking at many people who are out on the streets protesting against targeted killings.
See, people are out on the streets and the message is very loud and clear, because it is not an attack on an individual, but it is an attack on the sanctity of Mother India. The way the attacks have taken place in the last 3 days, it has attacked the Union of India, and that's why the people here in the unity of Jammu and Kashmir, be it from any religion, any caste or any walk of the society, they have come together under one banner, and the banner is humanity. They are protesting against the inhuman behavior of Pakistan and their proxies, the way Pakistan and their proxies are carrying out the targeted killings of the minority community in the Kashmir Valley. This is somewhat reminding them of what has happened in 1990s, because in 1990s we have seen how the Kashmiri Pandit families, Kashmiri Hindus, Sikhs, they were forced to leave Kashmir Valley. They were forced to leave Kashmir Valley and go to other parts of the country. And this was the only reason that the Pakistan wanted to establish the Islamic culture there. They wanted to have the Islamic law in Kashmir, and that's why they gave a slogan of Nizam-e-Mustafa. And since then, what transpired in the past 30 years, we have seen how the terrorism and their proxies, they are vitiating the peace time and again, and the efforts from the Union of India, they are trying to vitiate those efforts of the Union of India. But now it's a high time that the government needs to amend its policy, because this is a new challenge that is being posed by the Pakistan and their proxies for security agencies in Kashmir Valley, and there is no doubt in accepting this fact. But yes, the forces have to come strong, and have to come strong in a way that this can be stopped forever, because we have seen that in these kind of incidents, the perpetrators are brought to justice within hours or within days. But the main thing that remains intact is the Pakistan. They have been behind the terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir or in other parts of the country, and they are those who have been instigating the violence. And now the lesson needs to be taught to those masterminds sitting across the border, so that this can be stopped in a way that the people in Kashmir Valley, be it from any walk of the society or any religion, they can live without any fear. Because if we speak of today, the Kashmiri Sikhs, Kashmiri Pandits, those who are living in the valley, they are under fear. They are fear that the next target could be them only, or someone from their family. And this needs to be changed, because this is not what the Union government is wanting. This is not what the people, the peaceful people of Jammu and Kashmir wanted to have. But now, on the direction of Pakistan, this is happening, and the people are in fear. And it will take time, and corrective steps needs to be taken at an earliest. Yes.
Right, but Gursimran, what are you hearing from the administration side? Because this time around, they have given a deadline that by this time we will hunt them down. Who are responsible for these targeted killings, those cowardly terror attacks that have taken place against the civilians there in Srinagar and in Bandipora? What are you hearing from the administration side?
See, I spoke to some of the officials in the Jammu and Kashmir administration, and they are saying that we will hunt them down. There is no doubt to it, but it won't stop here. Some more corrective measures will be taken in a day or two that will ensure that those living in Kashmir Valley are not under fear and not under consistent threat from across the border. So, Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha is holding a series of meetings since after the first attack took place in Srinagar, in which pharmacist Mr. Bindru was shot dead by terrorists. And since then, Jammu and Kashmir government is working proactively. But yes, for this needs to stop, some mere and strict steps needs to be taken. Even yesterday morning, before this incident took place, met Jammu and Kashmir's Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha, and all the details were discussed. A threadbare discussion was held on various issues related to the security. Because, see, this was on the cards when we were saying that the assembly elections will be held in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. It was on the expected lines that Pakistan will try to vitiate the peace process because Pakistan wants to scuttle the democratic process in Jammu and Kashmir. Even same kind of incidents we saw, however, they were not at this level the way they have taken place. But when GDC elections took place in Jammu and Kashmir, there were same sort of incidents that were happened and that took place on the directions of the Pakistan. Many of the terror outfits, they were gunned down by the security forces. But the challenge remains the same, that each and every person living in the Kashmir Valley needs to be protected from these evils, those who are transpired by Pakistan, who are backed and sponsored by Pakistan to vitiate the peace process. So this is a big challenge for the security forces, because for every single person you cannot deploy security, but a mechanism needs to be evolved wherein the security is provided to each and every person. They live in an atmosphere that they don't feel afraid of the Pakistan or their proxies in the Kashmir Valley, because altogether it comes to the overground network of the terrorists, which has been proving an...
Gursimran, I request you to stay on with us. Mr. Jagmohan Rana, the chairman of the Sikh Coordination Committee, is also joining us at this point. Jagmohan ji, what is the plan of action? Aage kya karne wala? We know when it comes to the Sikh community, they are out right now out on the streets and they are holding protests, and they are saying that they will not go to work until they get the assurance from the government side. What is going to be your plan of action, sir?
Yesterday, we took a decision that till the government will come out with some program and policy on the minority of the Kashmir, till then we will not go to office. This is happening every time. You know, Chatti Singhpura, 36 people were killed. So far, they have not given us inquiry so far. And rest of the cases, even many people were killed in Kashmir. Nothing has happened. We are asking for minority status. Government of India is not giving. We are asking for package for unemployed youth. Government of India is not giving us. So we are very sad about Government of India affairs in Kashmir with towards minority, and we are not happy. That's what we are living under such a grave situation, and we have faced 30 years in Kashmir, a very dicey situation. You know what we have seen in Kashmir, and we are not able to tell you exactly what we are facing in Kashmir. But despite all that, we are attached to this land where the Sikhs, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who came for the first time in Kashmir 500 years back, and we are here original of the land Kashmir, and we have ruled this state also. But at present, with the government, we have been asking so many things, but they are giving to other minorities and not to the Sikhs. I don't know why government is not happy towards Sikhs. They should come out with a policy. Prime Minister should come out with a policy towards it. Let him clear. Let him hold an inquiry. What is all this happening? So this is not. I'm not telling you more detail about these things. But on the whole, we are not happy with the state affairs and government of India. Okay, ma'am.
Right, sir, because you are placing those questions against the administration to actually take some very credible steps when it comes to those terrorists who have been acting and who have been carrying out such cowardly terror attacks against civilians, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Raina, for joining us here on the broadcast, and to you, Gursimran, as well. We continue to play out big on this story. Let's, for now, move on.